I got sponsored by a meal prep company who come forward and said, we want to give you the food and we want you to eat it. So I had 2 boxers, a European champion boxer and his brother, who I looked after. I'd done a diet and nutrition. As they would give me the food, the one thing what's really important with food is to try and weigh out the exact grams. It's a little bit like money. You know, if you go into a shop and a product is £10, you need to give them £10. It's no good giving them £15 because it's too much. It's no good giving them £5 because it's not enough. So food works the same way. It needs to be an exact amount of grams of food to convert into calories. That was always the hard part. So the company were providing me with the food. They weren't getting that right. It was minimal. It was maybe 100 grams of chicken rather than 120. And they didn't understand the importance of it. So it was at that stage I decided, you know what, I need to take control of this. So I said to the company who were doing it, look, how about you cook the food for me and I'll do the rest and I'll weigh it out and I'll give it to customers. And really they were going to give away a percentage of their business by doing that, but they either want to work with me or against me, and they chose to work with me. So when that happened, I went and I bought the unit where my business first started that I lost in the early days.
You're gonna have a whole business park, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I want to be the Dev Hallahan, you know, on Coronation Street. Dev Hallahan owns all the shops and stuff. I want to be that. I want to run all these businesses. But on a serious note, I bought the unit back, which I lost in the early days. I was kicked out of that unit, so I moved out, and I always thought one day I'm going to buy that back. I managed to buy the unit back, and then I set up Macro-Based Diner. And in the early days, I was doing maybe 100 meals a week for various people. And now we do thousands and thousands of meals a week. Wow. And we deliver them all around the UK.
Wow. You know what's quite funny actually is that the sign of a good entrepreneur in any business is that when they know the detail, and I can tell by the way that you're talking about stuff and the fact that 120 grams, not 100 grams, or whatever, I can see how much you genuinely, you get it, you love it, you live it, it's what, you know, you get some people again that blag, they do something and they make a bit of money from it, they don't really care. And almost I can see why clients want to use you, because it's that commitment to them, I guess, that why people come to you.
Yeah, it's what you say about reputation, isn't it? You know, if the client doesn't lose the weight. See, I become a little bit more, I'm going to say, popular or well known when I took Dibsy. I don't know if you ever heard that story. Did you see the story with Dibsy?
Nope.
So Dibsy was a guy who was 40 stone. He had to lose 20 stone to save his life. So when I first started out in business, one of the first things that I did was said, every year I'm going to give somebody the opportunity to work with me to change their life. So I put out on social media and said, who wants to work free of charge with me? I'll train you, I'll help you with diet and nutrition, and we'll do this. So I went from helping somebody lose 5 stone in a year to losing 10 stone in a year. And after that, I would then give them a job to come and work with me. I put on social media and I said that I want somebody who wants to change their life. Only this time, they're going to get all the training free and they're going to get every single meal for the year free from me. So it works out about £60,000 worth of product and service. And loads of people, thousands applied. And at that, I turned back up to my meal prep company and I walked in and there was a guy walking towards me. And I can only describe the guy as the biggest human being I've ever seen in my life. And I walked past him and hey mate, all right? And he was taking the first step to come into the meal prep company to get his meal. So I could see it's a big thing for somebody who needs to lose weight to try and accept that they need to lose weight. He come in there, he was talking to the girl who I employed, Leanne, who lost 15 stone with me, and he was talking to her. And at the end of it, I messaged on our work group on the night. I said, who was the lad who was walking out as I was walking in today? And they said, oh, his name's Dibsy. He's actually applied for the transformation. So I said, I need to speak to him and I need to talk to this lad. So they put me in touch with him and I sent him a message and I just put, Dibsy, it's Mike. I need to see you if you're serious about losing this weight. And I got back a message from him saying that he'd watched all my transformations on Facebook and he's been waiting for this opportunity all his life. He'd just come out of hospital, told that he was going to die. His heart was in atrial fibrillation, so it meant that he had an irregular heartbeat, but they couldn't operate on him because he was too big. They couldn't give him the right amount of medicine to put him to sleep to do it. So I brought him and his mum down in my office for my staff, and I said, right, I need you to be honest with me now. Tell me what happened. How have you got to this weight? What weight are you? So I'm 40 stone. 40 stone is a big amount of weight. So I said, right, okay, what I want you to do now, go away, I want you to write down everything that you've eaten over the last week and tell me it. So he did. He come back in the next day and he gave me this piece of paper. And I'm pretty straight in that, with the greatest respect, mate. You know, you didn't get the 40 stone eating that, so we can either be honest or not. So his mum sat and cried, and she said, Mike, no parent wants to bury the son. Please, I'm begging you, help me. So, it got me all choked up. So I took him to the hospital because the only place I could weigh him was on the weigh bridge at the hospital. Couldn't fit on normal scales. I weighed him, and then I put it on social media. I was going to help this guy, but he was addicted to takeaways. Mm-hmm. So what I did is I made a poster. And the poster said, "Don't feed Dibsy. Obesity is killing him." And I went around every single takeaway in Middlesbrough and give it to the owners. And I said, "You don't serve this man." And the papers got all of it. The Sun, the Mirror. It went on the Wendy Williams show in America. We've been on This Morning 4 or 5 times. Piers Morgan. Went on every newspaper. And the journey was followed for 2 years. And we are responsible now for the UK's biggest weight loss ever. Within 1 year, we lost 20 stone in a year. He done absolutely amazing. He was fantastic. In the first year, together we climbed Ben Nevis. So he went from not being able to walk 20 steps to climbing Ben Nevis. Yeah. We ran the Great North Run together, and he completely changed life. And I become a little bit more well known in the public eye when we were on the TV. So Piers Morgan, I remember him putting something about saying, Piers Morgan begs hero personal trainer to save him from red wine, and the Sun done the stories. And yeah, it was an amazing journey. It was an amazing chapter in life. But Dibsy then went away to work, and I've now brought him back into my company. He now actually works for me now, and he's put a little bit of weight on during lockdown. But yeah, that's the story of how I become a little bit more well known.